Landon, I guess good to see you. Good to hear from you again. What was it like being back out there with the Achilles injury? How do you feel? And I guess where are you in your recovery in terms of do you feel like you'll be ready to play in week one type deal?
I feel awesome. I appreciate you asking me. It's been a long journey, I'll tell you that much. But seeing being back on the field, just being able to cut, run, jump, jogs, all different kind of things that they have me doing in there. I feel great. I feel strong. Um, I feel like myself again. So that's a good thing. Do I think I'll be ready for week one? Yes, I'll be ready for week one.
And being back out there, I mean, obviously this is a journey, as you mentioned. What have you learned about yourself, Landon, through this process?
Oh, that's a good question. A lot of things, just finding my inner self, come up with coming to common grounds with things, and I really kind of spoke to the Lord a lot more because I had a lot of time to myself. So just speaking to Him and just making sure stand on the right track, stand on the path that He put me on, and keep being the person that He's making me to be.
Thanks, Landon.
No problem.
Landon, when you're standing back there behind the defense and kind of going through the movements, what are you trying to get out of that?
So myself, I'm really just going detailed in because I'm not all the way up there, so I can't really see what's going on. So really just working on my details, my alignment, my eyes. The further I'm back, the harder I got to look. So just really keen on what I'm supposed to be looking at.
I know there was a little bit of chatter earlier this offseason about, linebacker and are you going to move? Or are you going to stay at safety? What do you make of all that when you hear it?
I was just laughing at it. My job is I was drafted as a safety, and that's wherever I was going to be. If somebody was to come talk to me about it, we would talk about it. That's about it. But if we have packages they want to put me into playing, I'm always open to it because I'd rather have all us DBs on the field anyway. The more DBs, the more merry.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Landon.
No problem.
Hey, Landon. I am curious though, like when in your absence, Cam Curl went out and played pretty well. So there's a lot more depth at strong safety now. Where do you feel like everybody kind of fits in with this group? And, is it just more competition? What do you think?
It's a lot of knowledge on the field now. The more knowledge we have on the field, the better we play, as a cohesive defense and knowing what's supposed to happen. And then, like I said, if one person goes down, you're not missing a beat. You know what I mean? So that's the best part about it.
Do you sit back and wonder when you see a guy like Curl play like that? Hey, where do I fit in with everything?
No, sir. Honestly, I'm just happy that he played the way he played. He's been playing excellent. He stepped into position very well, and man, I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him because what I'm saying, I'm getting older. He's the younger guy. The more he learned from me, and the more we learn from each other, the better we are as a defense, and the better we get to the championship.
Thanks, Landon.
No problem.
Hey, Landon, good to see you. When you got hurt last year, as I recall, that's kind of like the first time you've been extended hurt like that, and then also to miss a playoff run like that. That had to be hard, I would imagine.
Watching those boys play, I was proud of them. The plays they was making defensively, doing what they did defensively. But when we got into the playoffs, man, that hurt me the most. Just because knowing the knowledge playing against Tom Brady and that Tampa offense, that coordinator and that team down there kind of knew it, you know what I mean? And kind of knew those guys on the opposite side of the ball. Just like I said, knowledge is key. We got a lot of young guys on the field, guys that played. That's the first time a lot of guys had a lot of snaps on the field. So it just hurt me for me, it just hurt me because just knowing if I was on the field, it just would have just made it 10 times better because just not like I say, knowledge is key.
Does that do anything for you going into this year now?
For me, it just kind of continuously trying to stay healthy, stay on top of my game, and then like right now, as we're going through this OTA process, knowing that if anything, not going wood, if anything happens to me again, I'm teaching these guys as much as I know, with details I know, what I'm looking at, why I'm doing it this way, why I'm doing it that way. So as much like knowledge is key to this game.
Thanks.
Landon, with a pro athlete, your body's your moneymaker. That's how you take care of everything. And I just wonder what it's like when you have a big injury, really for the first time, what it's like to learn to kind of trust your body again, to know that you can go back out there and play the way you're capable of.
It's a lot, especially that little bit injury from the ground. It takes time. It takes a lot of trust. And you just got to believe. You got to just believe in yourself that you can do it again. And that's all it was. For me, it was just belief in it. I was doing, you'd be at the house and you'd do a little side jump or you'd do a little jog up the stairs, you know, some stuff like that. You like, oh, I can do that now. All right, let me build my confidence up some more. Let me try this now. Then when I go back to my rehab, I go to my rehab doctor and be like, hey, I did this at home. It was a mistake, but it felt good and I didn't feel any pain. So let's just try something new now. You know, just continue to do yourself and believe in yourself and what you're doing.
Thank you.
You got it.
Are there any hurdles coming up that you need to clear, Landon? Like, is there something that you really want to check off the list and then you'll know, okay, I'm ready to take this next step and be ready for week one?
I can't right now. I think I really beat every hurdle. Right now, the biggest thing is getting my running form back because I haven't ran in months, you know, sprinting wise, and then just getting back on the field, cutting wise, and getting back in that motion. That'd be the biggest thing. Is just muscle memory. That's the biggest thing it's getting back into now.
Heather, are you on? Darren? We've got.
Landon, how are you?
Good.
Can you hear me?
You kind of choppy.
More at the beginning of practice. I am. Beginning of practice, you guys had a moment of silence for George Floyd. Can you talk a little bit about that on what that meant to the entire team and what the significance of this day means?
Right. That means a lot to the team. It was a tragic moment in history and in our time of being on this team. It means that the team is listening. It means that the organization is listening. It means that the NFL is listening to us players and we have a voice. And we have a voice for, you know, sometimes the whole US. I mean, people watch us all the time. We got to use our platform to be able to speak, be outgoing, and make things noticed. And for them to come and have that moment of silence, there's respect for George Floyd and his family. And may he rest in peace. And then at the same time, we just making sure we continue to be a voice for everybody worldwide.
Hey, Landon, I know that you normally train in Miami.
Huh?
Oh, I know you normally train in Miami for portions of the offseason. I'm just kind of wondering, like, we saw in the offseason, Dwan James in Denver go down. He tore his Achilles. He's out and not going to get paid probably. So, I mean, did that affect your decision whether you're going to train in Miami at all, whether you're just going to stick to the facility? Like, how does that kind of affect your situation and your rehab at all, if it did?
So I have a group of team of doctors that I work with. I have one in Miami, I have one in Louisiana, and I have one in Jersey. And I'm working out in all three areas. Most of the time I'm in Louisiana. I'm rarely in Miami. I'm only down there to work with Mo down there in Miami with a house of athletes, and that's what just running wise and get my speed back up and my running motion back to par. But most of the times I'm all around my doctors all the time, so I'm literally getting worked on at least 3 to 4 times a week. So am I afraid? No. If I'm thinking about setbacks or injuries again, if you would see me, bro, or the things that I do that's not being shown on the field right now, I have all the confidence in the world.
All right, let's go. Last two, Sam Fortier and then Ben.
Hey, Landon, what are some of those things that you do that give you confidence? Can you kind of take us a little bit through, you know, what that rehab's been like?
Oh, man, crazy. I've been crazy. But I don't know if you ever heard of a system called BFR. I've been on that a lot. It's like a system that's kind of like contracts your blood flow to your leg, and it wears you down faster than normal. So been on that a lot of jumps, a lot of hopping, hurdles, cutting, landing, jumping off say if I'm standing on this table, landing on one leg, landing on my hurt leg, and then taking off stuff like that you guys are not seeing, that it makes me feel way confident than when I step on the field. It's just natural again.
Thank you.
No problem.
Hey, Landon. Obviously, roster turnover is part of the NFL, but there were some significant changes. Obviously, you come into the building this time, guys like Ryan Kerrigan, Morgan Moses, not there. What do you kind of view of this team right now in terms of, you know, not having some of those leaders around, and what does that mean for you as a guy who is a veteran, you know, to help lead these guys going forward?
I got to step up to the part now. I mean, I got to step up bigger than that, offensively and defensively. Be there for all these guys, not just defensively, you know. And just seeing those guys, we're going to miss them. They're big components of our offense and our defense. So I love those guys. That Morgan's one of my good friends, same as Ryan. Now I'm happy that Ryan got picked up. I don't know if Morgan got picked up yet, but they're gonna be great guys in the systems that they are in. And when we get to play on me, it's gonna always be love and always smile.